the Christianity into different places. But the first place, the story where you read in the New Testament, took place here at the holy city of Jerusalem. But let me give you a small example of how old and ancient this city is. We go back all the way, about 5,000 years into the past, before religions have actually been established at all. The belief was the belief at gods, the god of rain, the god of wrath, the god of sun, and other different pagan gods, okay? Before the Israelites came into the city of Jerusalem, before King David conquered the city, it was a Canaanite city. The place that you will see later on, when we get to the Wailing Wall, the Western Wall where the Jews pray, it's on the base area next to what now is Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Muslim mosque, the third holiest place of Islam, which is built on the ruins of the second temple of Herod that was here in the 1st century BC, and the holy temple of Solomon that was here in the 6th century BC. And before that, before King David came, 1009 before the Christian account, this was a pagan place. So for all history, this place was a place of worship through the Canaanites, the Israelites, then later on the Persians, then later on the Hashmonites, then later on the Hebrews again, then later on by the Romans, and then later on by the Byzantines, the Christianized Roman Empire, then later on by the Muslims, then later on by the Crusaders, the Christian Crusaders who came here at the 11th century, and then later on by the Muslim Mamluks, and then later on by the Turkish Ottomans, and then later on conquered it, the British Empire at 1917, and at 1948 the Israel state has been established. So for the past 5,000 years, this place has been ground zero that drew people from all over the world to come and worship their gods. Okay? What you see here, all this wall of this city, has been built in the 16th century, because the wall of Jerusalem has been destroyed 3 times. And for the last time that it's been rebuilt, it was by the Turkish Ottomans at 1516. As you can see a plaque above the gate, which is written in Arabic. It was written by the Sultan Suleiman Abdul Hamid II, and he says for everybody that is coming from Jaffa. Jaffa is in the Mediterranean, close to Tel Aviv. They would come all the way and do the pilgrimage and enter through this gate. This is the main gate, the original ancient main gate of Jerusalem. As you can see, mashikuli and arrow slots. This is for defense. When an army comes and wants to conquer the city, he faces a very short gate and the wall, so he has to block and go to the left. By that moment, the army is usually stopped, and then it could be attacked from different places by the guards in this area. Now we will enter into the city. Have a look, everybody. If you have a sharp sight, you can see where the kids are walking on the right side of the gate. There is a black thing over there. Everybody can see this? Let's go towards this one. Come with me. A mezuzah is a cartridge that within it there is a scroll. A scroll that's in it is written the blessing of the house, the welcoming and outgoing of every person, that everybody may stay in good health, fortune, and happiness. A lot of people that come inside and out, they touch it and kiss it, or literally kiss it, they're ultra believers. But the thing is, we're entering into a city, but we still have a mezuzah, which means that we are entering into the house of God. One of the 9 gates, every gate has a mezuzah in the entrance of this old city. So, welcome to Jerusalem.
Thank you.
In the Jewish practice, usually in every city, you live inside the city. When you die, you're buried outside of the city. But here we have an anomaly. Look behind me. Everybody can see 2 tombs. 2 tombs inside the city. It is irrational. It is a complex and an anomaly. The thing is that if anyone ever been to Turkey or India or other places in Asia, you can see it has a turban. The turban is a head cover that's usually used in Turkey, which means that these two tombs are from the Turkish era, from the Ottoman era. Now, why would they be in front of the main entrance to the city, you might ask? When Suleiman, the Sultan, built this city wall, he gave the mission to two architects. Two architects that studied the line of the city and that built the wall. They were managing the building of the wall. So they knew all the weak spots, all the strong spots, how it is built. If you want to conquer the city, where will you go through? And eventually they found themselves inside those tombs. If it's from old age or not, no one knows. But there is a message within those two tombs. On one hand, whenever you enter the city, you come inside and you see those tombs, and you know that you don't mess with the Sultan, otherwise you end up in a tomb. On the other hand, those two guys knew exactly the sides of the city. They knew the weak spots. So in order to finish their knowledge, the Sultan put them in a tomb. So now you know, whenever you come in and out of the city, don't mess with the Sultan. Understand?
Yes.
Yalla, let's go.
אני בפנים.
You need to see from the macro to the micro. So here is the old city of Jerusalem. We are right about here, the Jaffa gate. Okay, the main entrance. From here on, there would be a whole road that would go all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. So everyone that would bring goods, that would do a pilgrimage to the holy city, would come from the Mediterranean Sea, go to Jaffa, and do the pilgrimage up to Jerusalem. So this is why it's called the Jaffa Gate, like Damascus Gate. The Damascus Gate goes north all the way to Syria in Damascus. Okay, so the city is constructed of 4 quarters. The largest one is the Muslim quarter. The Muslim quarter. We are going to start with the Christian quarter. Then later on we're going to go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and then you will do all the pilgrimage that I told you. You can do blessing and change your ornament into a holy relic. This is a tradition that's been taking hold since around the 5th century AD. So over 1500 years, people have been coming from all over the world, even if it's from Lesotho, or even if it's from Sweden, even if it's from America, even if it's from Argentina. They've been traveling all over the world to do what you are about to do later on today. Okay? It is a very, very important thing in Christianity to go and to visit the holiest of holy of the Christian world, which is the Holy Sepulchre, the place Jesus Christ was crucified and buried in the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. Everyone are good, well known with the scriptures? Okay, you go to church, you study, yeah? Okay, good. So I'm not talking, if you don't understand anything, don't hesitate, ask me the question. I will answer very, very, very nicely. Okay, the Muslim quarter and the Christian quarter. Here we have the Jewish quarter, that later on we will visit the Wailing Wall, the Western Wall, which is this area is the area of the Holy Temple. Nowadays it's the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Golden Dome of the Muslims, okay? And the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is the place of prayer, that by Islam tradition, the Muslim tradition, is considered to be the place that Muhammad rose up to the heavens and received the Quran from Allah. But, and here we start to understand the complexity of the city, and wherever you hear in the news of all the clashes that Jews have with Muslims, it is originated in this spot. This is the ground zero of a lot of the world's problems today. Because the Temple Mount, El Haram al-Sharif, the Golden Dome, is situated exactly on top of the ruins of the first Temple of Solomon and the second Temple of Herod. And underneath these ruins of this temple, there is a place called the Foundation Rock, that by Jewish tradition is considered to be the place that the world started to emerge from when God created this world. Okay? So by tradition, from the pagan era, through Judaism, through Christianity, through Islam, this is the ground zero. This is the most important. This is the place where the light comes out to the rest of the world. Okay? Everybody feel me? Everybody still with me? Very good. So, Muslim quarter, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Wailing Wall, which we will visit later on, and then I will ask you to do a small favor for yourself. small tradition that we have in the Jewish world. We will take a small note and we will write our wishes, and I will send you to the Wailing Wall. You will fold your wish and you will put it between the crest of the stones, because who knows? Maybe God is going to listen because you're very close to him. Huh? Very good. So, the Jewish quarter and the Armenian quarter. Armenian quarter is the first Christian denomination in the 4th century that started in the Caucasus area. That is in Asia, way, way, way to the east. Okay? So this is the city wall. The last one was built by the Ottomans. And now we will start dwelling into the Christian quarter. Follow me, guys. Yalla. Everybody come forward. Please stay on the left side of the lane. Please stay straight to the wall. Everybody please stay to the left side of the road. Behind the poles, please. Example, listen you guys. Another good example of this city, and I want to show you in front of your face. Everybody can see this wall? Yeah. Everybody can see the city wall in front of us? Yeah. Very good. Behind it, can you see a building? Very good. I want you to focus on this building, for example. Now, have a look. I'm going to show you in one wall 3 time frames, okay? Let the guy pass, please. Let the guy pass. I want to show you on this wall of this building 3 different time frames that are related to Jerusalem. Basically, this is called David's Tower. It has nothing to do with King David. It is just a name that it got as a museum. Originally, this is one of 3 buildings that King Herod built. King Herod was one of the most famous and very important kings that the Jews had at the Roman era. We're talking about 2,000 years in the past. Okay, around 2,100 years, 2,100 years into the past. Now, this is a part of a compilation of 3 buildings that he built to honor his wife that he murdered, his brother that committed suicide, and another friend of him that was named Hippicus. Now, this is the Hippicus building. It used to be. It was 3 times higher than what you see today, but in order to identify it as a Herodian building, everybody can see it's dissected to 3 parts. Yeah. Okay. Yes. In the middle one, you can see those stones that are framed. You see like rectangulars onto the stone. In the middle one, this is a Herodian stone. By all archaeologists and studies that has been shown that this is a Herodian stone. And when you will go to the Wailing Wall, you will see much larger stones that are built in the same manner. You see, it's very different than this stone or the stone on the wall. This is very rubbish, and this is very, very neat. Now, any one of you play video games? Yes. PlayStation? Yes. PlayStation 4, 5? Yes. Anyone knows a game named Assassin's Creed? Yes. Anyone played the first Assassin's Creed? Yes. Are you sure? Are you familiar with this? Yes. Okay. Remember when the character starts to walk on the walls?
Same as Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia is 30 years in the past. Assassin's Creed is based on a real story. Prince of Persia is a mythology. But the character in Assassin's Creed, everybody knows what I'm talking about, yeah? I really hope so. The character that is in Assassin's Creed is based on a real person that was in a certain Muslim order named the Hashashin. Now you know what hashish is?
No.
You know what marijuana is? Mary Jane?
Yeah.
From Malawi, I heard you have the best weed in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, come. Yeah, imshi. Let the guy pass, please. סע, נו. לא? אל תיסע. Okay, so it was a certain cult, okay, by the Muslim order. ואני אומר לך, בואי קדימה. אז את לא תיסעי, או שאת תקשיבי לי או שלא. אני לא מזיז 50 איש. מותר לי. בואי, אני אכוון אותך. את מפריעה לי, ממש. בסדר, גם הוא ייסע, אז תתני לו לצאת. למה את חייבת להתווכח איתי? אני לא לעזור לך. אוקיי, לא. So, בוא. The Hashashin order was a Muslim order of assassins. The word that you know as assassin is based from the word Hashashin. Okay? Now, So I'm going back to Assassin's Creed, okay? Habibi. So, the guy that goes on the wall, right? In Assassin's Creed, there is a certain wall where you cannot go. It's a diagonal wall, if you remember the game. Now have a look very carefully. Here there is a diagonal wall, just like this. This is a slippery wall, okay? That is being built by the Crusaders at the 11th century. So here we jump 1,100 years later, and the Crusaders built here a temple, a donjon, Habibi. And if you look up, you see a window with bars. This is a Mamluki bar. Mamluks were Muslims from the 15th century that ruled Jerusalem. And when you go on top of the building, you see those slots, just like the city walls. So these are Ottoman archery slots. So here in the middle, you have 1st century BC, 11th century AD, 15th and 16th century AD. 4 different time frames on one wall. This is how complex this city is. Because usually, when a city is being conquered by a regime, they destroy everything and they build from scratch. Here in Jerusalem, everything was built on top of the other. So everything is collaborating all the other time frames. So whenever you go to Jerusalem, you are lost in time because you look at a building and you see the 1st century BCE, the 16th, the 11th and the 15th century, all at the same building. We will see a lot of demonstrations like this when we walk in the city streets. You ready to continue? Yeah. Let's have a look.